Hello and welcome to the Cow's Den. I am Josh. With me, as always, is Matt. What's up, Matt?
What is up?
We are the Cow's Den. This is the Cow's Den podcast. We talk comics, pop culture, nerdy shit. Yeah, and actually, it's January of 2022. It's our first episode of 2022. So happy mother flipping New Year. And
Happy New
yeah,
Year.
I don't think we even got our last one was before Christmas too. So
Yeah.
yeah, I had this amazing Christmas. No, actually, it was just a normal Christmas. I didn't do anything crazy. But I got some cool shit. I got oh no, not even these. I got some headphones. Um, but yeah, happy holidays, happy New Year, happy 2022. But I'm not gonna change anything up. I think we're just gonna keep it the same.
You know
Unless
what,
Matt,
Josh?
what's your biggest resolution?
I can't say that, but like I'm gonna grab my Christmas present. I'll be right
Oh,
back.
oh,
I
oh,
forgot about this.
oh,
It's my baby.
oh. While he's grabbing his Christmas present, um, I have a resolution. My resolution is to read more comics, which is I already did it. It's a bad resolution. So, what was your Christmas present, sir? What was this Christmas present of yours?
Well, I showed it to you
Oh,
off
I know.
camera, but anybody who knows us knows how much of a diehard Kevin Smith fan I am, and actually that's why I wanted to get into this and wanted to get into entertainment and stuff like that. But we had a fire in our house growing up where Josh lost all of his stuff, and I lost part of my stuff. And one of the things I lost was a Clerks Christmas special comic. And a coworker of mine actually got this for me. It's autographed
What?
by Kevin Smith. Yes.
What?
So this is a second thing that I have now because I have a Red State poster signed by
I
Kevin.
got that Red State poster too. We both went through that.
And
That was
yep.
yeah.
And this is now the Clerks Christmas special.
Hell
It
yeah.
does come with a letter of authenticity also. But the reason why this is so special, beyond the fact that I had it and never replaced it, do you know what the big reveal is on this comic, Josh? To
I think I
see how
remember you
much you
telling me
remember.
that. It was the middle door, right?
Yep. So the door between, if you go back and watch, you've got the quick stop, you've got RTS video. There's a door in the middle. And so they determined in this comic, everybody wanted to know what's in
Right.
between those. And it's the fucking North Pole. So just that's the only place that it's ever referenced, and it's just always been a piece of my like knowledge to pull out on people. Is like, oh, Kevin Smith? Well, what's da 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 da, and so
Right.
like that's always been my little tidbit of knowledge to
Random
go,
knowledge, yeah.
how much do you really know?
Right.
So,
Right.
but yeah, it's one of my favorite
Dogs outside causing problems.
one of my favorite Christmas presents I've ever got.
That's
If
yeah.
you've never read it, it's so stupid but funny.
No, and that's
It's
awesome.
yeah, it's from 1998. God, we're getting
Yeah,
old.
right.
But it's definitely a good read. But the fact that it's got Kevin's signature on it too, man, it's awesome. Really cool. Really
That's
cool.
awesome, dude. That is very cool. All right, well, I'm gonna go into my little comics here and start off with little comics, and then we'll go into some stuff that I know we both watched a few things we're gonna talk about. So,
One or
uh,
10.
1 or 10. So I think let's see here. So a couple things since we're in the 2022, we're in the new year. One of the things I did was made sure to read. I've been loving these Nightwing and the Spider or Superman ones that are coming out right now. So the annuals, they do the little annuals where it's just kind of a little one shot story that they do. But I don't know. I like annuals. I like little one shot stories. I just like when something kind of isn't taking the normal path for change. I don't know. So
Yeah.
but yeah, this one okay. I love Tom Taylor. I love everything the guy's putting out right now. This one has one line in it that almost killed it for me.
Is that Superman Son of Kal-El or
Yes, it is Superman Son of
what?
Kal. So it's
What
Jonathan
number?
Kent. Oh no, so that's what I mean. It's the
Oh, it's
annual.
just a
So
manual.
it's just
Okay.
annual
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
2021. Yeah, yeah.
I got
So it's just a one shot off story. So, but I don't want to say too much about the story, but I'm going to spoil something at the very end because it was one of the cheesiest things I've ever seen. Um, Lex Luthor's got his LexCorp building back, and he's got put LexCorp at the top, but the L gets broken off and blown up. And at the very end, John picks up the L, brings it over to him, and says, "Oh, Luthor, you should take the L," and then throws it at him and flies away.
That's kind of cheesy.
I mean, dude,
yeah,
like, don't get me wrong. The rest of the story, fantastic. Loved it. Thought it was actually really good. Actually, I thought it was really good because it talks about the rest of the story is about like how Clark and when Clark first met Lex, they started this game of chess that they never finished, and John and him play a game of chess, and John beats him, and it's the story for it was really good, but man,
take the L.
take the L, and then he gives him the literal L from his sign. I was just like, oh man,
That sounds like a dad joke. You sure it wasn't Superman? Cal?
Right.
Sounds like something Cal would say.
So, but other than that, it was really good. It was fun. It was a fun read. I liked it. Damn, it was cheesy. That one line though, almost killed it for me. So in line with that, oh no, I just ripped this. I just ripped the comic. In line with that, we have the Nightwing Annual, which apparently had a little piece of tape on it right here, and I tried to just take it off and ripped it a little bit. So it's all good. It ain't worth anything. But still, the Nightwing Annual, they did that one too, which is, if you see down here, and well, obviously if you see with the freaking picture, it is Dick and Jason, aka Red Hood, and I fucking loved this one. Again, it's like a one shot. It's like a little
Was Hood prominent in his comic this year?
No, not at all.
Okay,
not at all. That's what I mean. This is just kind of like a little one off. And so
cool.
The idea is that there's this video footage of Jason killing a bunch of people, and like he was like, nah, and Dick's watching the footage, and he's like, nah, I don't believe it. There's, Jason's Jason. I don't believe that. And then takes off the hood, and it's fucking Jason. And so he's like,
nah,
all right, well, I gotta go talk to Jason then and see what the fuck's going on. And he goes there, and it's fun. It's awesome because Jason's just like, I didn't do it, and Dick's like, all right, I believe you. What are we gonna do then?
Clayface, or
right?
What?
And that's exactly who it turned out to be. It was Clayface.
Yeah, it's always Clayface.
But here's the thing. It was just cool. And yes, of course, it was kind of a recycled story, but it was fun to see Dick and Jason doing it,
Right. No, that's awesome. It's just always Clayface.
Oh, I know.
Always Clayface.
I know. Whenever
every time.
Like, oh, no, I know. But okay, so you
that's
get shots
cool story.
Like, so you get shots like this, where you got fucking Dick, and they're on top of the Batmobile. Dude, Alfred, Alfred calls Dick home, tells him that Bruce wants to talk to him. Tells him that Bruce isn't there, that Alfred wants to talk to him. Wait a minute, Alfred's dead. Oh, this was way back. Sorry, that's the whole point. Is it kind of goes back and forth. You get back when Jason was first brought on and when Dick was first let go. It kind of goes back and forth between that. And there's this whole ploy of Alfred calling Dick home, telling him that he wanted him to come back for something else, or he wanted to come back for him, and he tricked him into coming back and helping out with Jason, basically.
Name I will have to say, Batman by far has the best sidekicks, because think about it. You've got Dick Grayson becomes Nightwing. You got Jason Todd becomes Red Hood. Tim Drake, doesn't he join the Teen Titans? Isn't he Teen Titans?
Right now
and then Damian.
It was Damian, but so he becomes Red Robin, and
right. But wasn't Tim, wasn't Teen Titans, didn't the major Robin, wasn't it Tim?
The first one was Dick. I mean, it was Dick. Dick in the Titans, for a long time.
Yeah,
but then it was.
But even still, dude, you got Damian, you got Jason, you got Dick. Jesus Christ.
But yeah, and then it's you got your Clayface. He's even trying.
Which I love Clayface. I like
trying to imitate Batman and stuff on him and stuff. So
I like Clayface. I did.
And yes, like I said, it was a bit of a recycled story, but the way Tom Taylor does it. It's fun, and that's the point of the annuals. They're meant to be just like a fun little one-off story, and they were
Right.
both of them. Both of them were good. But damn, dude, that thing at the end of Superman, take the L. And then so the other one was Nightwing 87. I had talked about this one coming out. Like, I was super pumped for this one. The idea for this is that it's meant to be portrayed as one continuous image. So the what I plan on doing, and I'm going to try to take a video / pictures or whatever of this. I have taken out each individual page, and I have
That's
bagged
what
and
you're
boarded
talking about.
each one. So this
That's
is the
crazy.
idea. So like, there you go. So there you go. So yeah, it literally blends into the next page.
Nice.
So I was gonna try to create a custom frame for it.
Do it just like this, where like I've done my Avengers. Like these,
I was
anybody
thinking
who
of,
hasn't,
well, I wanted to line it so it was one
yeah.
continuous thing. But
Well,
I found out
anybody,
that, sorry, go ahead.
so well, anybody who doesn't notice this, so these are 8 comics with a member of the original Avengers on it, and it spells out Avengers, and that's why, like, they're not worth anything. They're, God, man, they're 20 some odd years old, but like I really love the fact that like
They're
it was
connecting
that
like that, yeah.
cover connects, yeah, like that. And so like I get where you're coming from. That's awesome, dude. Do
Well,
it.
and so I was trying to do that, but I found out that like it's gonna be too long even for our wall. Like, our wall is not long enough. So I was thinking of doing it like along the hallway, and then I'm like, I don't know. I'm gonna figure out a way to do something with it though.
Or you could send it to me and I'll do it.
But what's cool is, there was, and I don't have these. I'm gonna see about trying to get these. You know how there's like the incentive covers, the 1 in 25, the 1 in 50,
Yeah.
the 1 in 100. There was a 1 in 50. There was actually 2 of them that were connecting, that the artist did, the main artist, and he did them connecting, but they were connecting like this, so it went from bottom to top. So I just thought that was interesting, because it's like,
and this is for Nightwing.
Nightwing, yeah, Nightwing
Yeah.
issue 87. This was apparently, like, technically speaking, this was just an incredibly difficult thing for them to do, because you had to keep in constant contact of being like, well, now he's doing this, he's moving this way, he's jumping up here, he's doing that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know the technical parts.
Looks cool.
That shit, but it was like, the story itself was a little bit bare bone, only because you could tell that they're using it to try to do what they were doing.
Right.
But it was, again, done beautifully. It was done, and that's kind of like what's awesome about the Superman and the Nightwing stories that are going on right now, is that they're almost like a little more simplistic. Like, they're
Mhm.
not so over the top crazy, and like that's kind of what's good about them.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not that Superman doesn't have crazy things that happen, but it doesn't feel like it's so over the top nuts. It's
Right.
they both feel like they're kind of broken back down to like their bare minimum type thing, in a good way.
Like they're fighting local crime rather than global crime, kind of thing.
Yeah, just, I
And
don't
not,
know, man. It's like they're all like back to their roots, back to just
Yeah.
being, like, it's back to like how like Spider-Man with the whole, No Way Home. We'll talk that in a minute, but how he's like, he wants to go back to, he's like, I want to go back to just being friendly neighborhood fucking Spider-Man, like.
Right.
So anyway, and then the last one, this is actually not a new book, but I showed you this, Matt. I thought this was really cool. I backed the Kickstarter on this comic.
So cool.
Excellence is this awesome comic. It's got magic, it's got badass art. I don't know how to say it, and then the storyline is really cool. So I don't want to give too much of it away, but it's like, I don't know. It's really good, and I backed the Kickstarter on it, and it came with this. This is book 1 of the first 9 issues, I think it was, and it's like this crazy. You can sort of see it, but the freaking foil on this thing is so cool. Even the like sides are all foil embossed.
Nice.
And stuff. Like, it
looks like a Bible.
Yeah, like the whole side, and it's even got like a little book thing.
It looks like a Bible.
Really cool.
That's cool.
This was really cool. I told you, like, that was because of the way I backed it. I backed the one that you get mentioned in it. So I showed you. I thought it was really cool that you get mentioned in it. That I got mentioned.
That's so cool. Yeah.
But yeah, I just thought, if you guys haven't read it, Matt, if you haven't read it, Excellence, it's good, especially if you like kind of like adult Harry Potter, or like, and I mean that in a good way. I don't mean it's like rip off of Harry Potter, but definitely a different story.
Harry
But
Potter porn? That's what you're peddling here?
I mean, The Magicians was an adult Harry Potter. The Magicians was fucking good. I don't give a shit that it was kind of a fucking blatant ripoff, but it was almost like Chronicles of Narnia and Harry Potter had a baby. The Magicians. Did you ever watch The Magicians or read the books or anything?
Nope.
Surprisingly good. So if
Yeah,
you check that out too. I think that's it for comics for me. Yeah. Oh no, I did start Marvel's doing one I thought was kind of cool. I don't do a lot of Marvel, so when they do crossovers and big events and stuff, I don't know a lot about them because I don't know a lot of backstory of what's going on, you know. So, but I saw the new one that they're doing right now is called Devil's Reign. It's the idea that Wilson Fisk, Kingpin, is now the mayor in Hell's Kitchen, and
okay,
so
so be mayor of New York.
I thought it was governor. I thought governor was New York, like this city.
You got mayor of New York,
Mayor's
and then you have the
town.
governor.
I thought it was governor
Yeah.
of New York. Oh, mayor of New
You have
York
him-
City or governor of
Yes.
New York State.
Yes.
Yeah, so he's the mayor.
Of New York City.
No, well, yeah, of New York City. Yes, yeah, mayor of New York City, and that was stupid. And so Wilson Fisk is now the mayor, and so he's using his fucking power to try to be corrupt Wilson Fisk as he fucking is, and try to like going back to like X-Men days of outlawing superheroes and shit like that, and he finds out that he apparently at some point knew who Daredevil is, finds out who Daredevil is, but this guy, and this is where my Marvel knowledge starts falling apart. Zebediah Kilgrave, no idea who he is, but apparently he has mind manipulation, can control people's minds.
Heard of that name, Kilgrave.
Like, and apparently to like on a mass scale, he basically pulls a Doctor Strange and makes everyone forget who Daredevil was. Anybody who knew who Daredevil was, or at least makes Kingpin forget. You know what I mean? So, so he knows though. Like Fisk is smart enough that he knows that he's got this file on the identity of Daredevil, but he doesn't like it. Doesn't make any sense. He knows that something's wrong. He's like, and so he finds out that he goes to Zebediah and he fucking kills Zebediah and finds a way to absorb his fucking powers. So the end of the second, they did 2 issues of it so far. The end of the second issue is Fisk having mind control powers now, and Doc Ock, who is helping him. On the side note, the other side of this story, Doc Ock, who was helping Fisk, now has control of Reed Richards' lab, which has interdimensional travel capabilities and shit like that. So now Doc Ock is bringing these mutated versions of all these crazy superheroes. Man, I've got it somewhere. Doc Ock's bringing like all these mutated versions of all these superheroes through, while Fisk is trying to mind control everybody. Yeah, I don't know. It's just nuts. It's nuts.
So like the only thing that I have with that is that's one thing I get frustrated with Marvel with, is the fact that they will mimic what the movies are doing or what the shows are doing.
Yeah.
Fisk hasn't. I mean, I'm not up to date with Marvel, but Fisk hasn't really been that big in a long time. And
right,
like it's just ironic to me that all of a sudden he's doing all these things, and all of a sudden,
I mean, look at, honestly, dude, look at, if you want a blatant one, look at Hawkeye.
I know
the Hawkeye, and I love the show. Don't get me wrong, but
that's what I'm saying. That's why they're making him big into the comic, because of Hawkeye.
But what I'm getting at, no, what I'm getting at is look at Hawkeye the show, the Hawkeye show story with Kate Bishop, not Kate Bishop period, but the one that they are following. And the one that they used the logo for, the one that they're following, just came out like maybe 10 years ago. I mean, maybe. I'm talking probably 7 years ago.
Yeah.
Something like that. So it's like, that's what Marvel, and like that is what's kind of pissing me off, is Marvel is doing this thing where they're like, well, we're going to release this story because we know in 5 years we're going to make a fucking movie about it. So that way we can be like, well, we followed the comics.
That's why, that's why I think that the web of Spider-Man 1 with fuck off from Iron Man 3.
Yeah.
I think he's eventually going to be the next Iron Man. I'm calling it. No, I'm calling it. He is going to be the next Iron Man in the next fucking phase. I'm calling it.
Or just like
Got it there, folks.
At some point, he will be the next Iron Man. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's
Oh,
what
I hear
I
you.
just I get frustrated with that. I feel like Marvel comics should be separated from Marvel movies.
Oh, I agree.
Like, don't let the fucking movie studio have any input
Impact
into
on
the
the
comics.
Yeah. No,
Let
for
the
sure.
comic writers write it. I feel like over the past 10 years, and like I said, I'm not as in depth as I have always been with comics, but I've kept up with some of the storylines, and it just seems like a more frustrating routine of, dude, I
Doing
know
this
that
just so they
Marvel
can make a movie
Studios,
about it.
or you're introducing this character that has not done shit in forever. All of a sudden you come out with a comic book where they're all big and massive, and then randomly in 1 year there's a movie about them. I wonder, or they're in the
Or
movie and
vice
then
versa. Yeah.
yeah, it's like, dude, just stop, man. Like,
Right.
don't.
It's too obvious. It's blatant. Yeah. It's
Well, it's
not
just
like
frustrating. It feels like
it's
you're trying to
frustrating. Yeah.
double dip. It feels
Mhm.
like you're trying to double dip, man, and like just leave the comics alone.
Yep.
Like leave the movies alone.
Well,
Like
the
stop
one
double
thing that
dipping.
is cooler about the comics is simply the fact of like having not just Spider-Man and Daredevil, but like Luke Cage and that's the thing too. There's Luke Cage and Jessica Jones and Iron Fist and all them in this
And that's what
event
I'm
that's going on
saying,
right now.
dude. Like,
So that's
it's
what I mean.
just
It's
it's
Devil's Reign because it's meant to be like in Hell's Kitchen and all that
I
stuff.
get that, but like they
But
haven't.
no, I know. Hell's Kitchen hasn't been very popular. Well, I mean, and Daredevil's been doing his thing, but I get what you mean.
Like, you're obviously playing off the fact of trying to
Obviously, that they're trying to
feed the
bring back
fans with
in the
art
whole
is the
Netflix.
Netflix.
Yes,
Yeah.
100%. Because that's literally
Like,
the
dude,
crew.
don't do
They're doing
that,
that
man.
crew. Anyway, um, it's not bad though. From what I've been reading,
Yeah.
I like the idea of watching Doc Ock having the control he's getting again. I like he's kind of like backstabbing Fisk too, which is cool. So we're gonna see how
I'm not surprised that they're bringing Fantastic Four into this too, since they're doing a Fantastic Four movie in a couple years.
Of course.
Yep.
I'm honestly surprised I haven't seen any X-Men in it yet, but I'm sure they'll show up.
As of right now, the only thing they have on the slate X-Men wise is Deadpool 3. That's the only confirmation as far as X-Men movies.
Right. But I mean, while it's a little, like you said, obvious, it's not bad. Unlike a movie I couldn't even finish, a movie that I was so hyped for. And
aren't you glad? Hey, did you go see Kingsman? Hang on, did you go?
I didn't go see anything.
Okay, but you watched Matrix on HBO Plus, right?
I watched about half of it.
Yeah.
I was so pumped for this. I was so happy about this. I loved all three of the original movies, despite how everybody's always like, well, 2 or 3 weren't as good. They weren't as good, but I still really enjoyed them. There's so many things. It's so hard to pick one thing that's wrong with this movie. Like, and I hate to say that because I want so hard. I kept watching it like I want to enjoy this.
So it looked like a B-rated movie got its hands on a high budget script or story. Like,
it was exactly what happened.
Like
scenes where it was supposed to be like, where
dude, Neil Patrick Harris. Yeah, it was so stupid. That was so stupid.
Like
bad,
and I'm not
cheesy.
even, yes, it's not even so much that like you talked like you didn't really care for the story itself, and I
didn't care about 2 things. I didn't care about 3 things.
The video game part of it.
That was one.
I can get past that. I can get past the aspect of that's a way of playing with his head. That's a way of getting him to think that he's just coping with it by creating this video game. I can get into that. I can understand that. And I can also get how that creates the fourth wall, mentioning bullet time in your own movie aspect.
So there's number 2, but you never got to number 3.
No, I don't think I know number 3, but I can, well, hold on before you get to that. What I can say is I can understand that. I'm always one who's like, I try to find the good in movies, even shitty movies. What really bugged the fuck out of me is that the original Matrix is 22, almost 23 years old now, and there is a shot for shot where they do a shot of somebody doing bullet time in the new movie, and it looks worse
Yes.
than when they did Bullet Time in 1999.
Yes.
How is that possible? How is it possible that with what we have today, that almost every action scene in this movie looked worse than
Yes.
any of the old Matrix movies?
Yes. And every part with Neil Patrick Harris looked so bad.
Like every time that
So
he's like,
bad.
"Oh, I'm so
Yes,
drugged," it's like it was
so
the
bad.
shit. It was so bad.
Yeah.
It looked like a B movie. It looks like how
So
I'm looking right now. That's what it looked
so
like.
so okay, so I didn't like the video game thing because I really find it hard to believe that the robots would allow the rest of the human race to have an idea of the Matrix. I didn't really like them
Okay, I can
mentioning.
understand that.
I didn't really like them mentioning bullet time. I think that
And I get
you're
that.
trying to be tongue in cheek. But
I get
the
that.
biggest one for me as far as the story, not this isn't like effects and stuff, but the
Mhm.
story was the fact that Trinity is more powerful than Neo.
Oh,
How
spoilers,
does
yeah.
that make any sense? I don't understand that. So the I'm gonna spoil this
That's
for
fine.
you.
That's fine.
Okay.
I tried to watch it. And I got
So
about halfway through it.
dude,
Man.
okay, so here we go. Neil Patrick Harris brought back Trinity and Neo. He rebuilt them because he found out that the closer they are, the more power the robots can suck from them. But if they get too close, explosion. So
Okay,
he
so
has
they're meant to be kept like here, but not here.
Yes.
Kept like right here.
Yeah, so they have them living in the real
That's
world
why
like
they're
15
okay.
feet
That's why
apart.
they were laying
Yes.
like right here. Okay.
Yes. Now, as you go, you find out that Neo isn't the most powerful of the two. It's fucking Trinity. And that makes absolutely no sense to me whatsoever.
Negates the entire purpose of the first three movies, right?
Exactly.
Right.
And that's the biggest one. I can
Right.
I can handle the video game. I don't think it's a good idea, but that's fine. I can handle the bullet time because you're trying to be tongue in cheek. But
It's meant
saying
to play
that
on the fourth wall shit, like I can get. That's what I'm saying. I don't like it, but I can deal with it.
But saying that Trinity is the more powerful of the two makes zero. You just negated the previous three movies, and I don't know if
point of the story, like
and I don't know if they were trying to reset this. But here's I will say one thing: there was one redeeming quality for this film, and that was Jada Pinkett Smith's character.
Dude,
she was great, and her story made sense.
I was seeing her for a little bit. I don't remember all of it, but yeah, I had seen her, and it took me a minute to kind of be like,
yeah,
that's her.
Yeah.
Holy shit, that's really her too.
Yeah.
Like, damn.
And her character made sense. Her reactions to seeing Neo and Trinity made sense. Or Neo, her acting was great.
Her acting.
It felt right.
Like everything about what she was doing felt like, all right, she feels like Matrix. Like she feels like what I want this whole movie to feel like.
I don't want Neo anymore, because we're at peace. We don't want war. We don't want, her character progression felt like the right progression.
Right.
Everybody else's felt like, what the fuck? The previous three movies don't matter. Right. And it's just like, how does her progression get to there? But then, another thing, you want to know why why Lawrence Fishburne's Morpheus is dead, or why the real Morpheus is dead? Because of a fucking video game. He died in a video game.
Oh.
He died in one of the Matrix video games. That's why Morgan Freeman or Lawrence Fishburne is not Morpheus, because that is a program that they created.
Yeah,
because Lawrence Fishburne is dead.
Program. I knew he was dead. I didn't know why.
But from one of the fucking video games. Right. That's what I'm saying. They start pulling in random bullshit.
And that's the thing. There's times too where they were talking, and I think I remember hearing him say that. But my brain was like, wait a minute, what? Like, I don't know that I processed it, I guess, because it's like some of it is so far-fetched and
convoluted.
So out there.
It's
convoluted.
Yes,
that's the word. So convoluted that it's so, it just doesn't make sense.
No, but then you have Jada Pinkett Smith's character that makes perfect sense. So
it felt like you're like, okay, I'm back in the Matrix.
I'm in Zion. I'm in Zion.
I'm in Zion.
I'm in a Zion that's 20 years in the future, where they're starting to develop, crops. They're starting to grow, strawberries and all this stuff.
Yeah, that was cool.
Right. Like,
Right.
that's what I'm saying. Like, that felt like the Matrix. The rest of the
Right.
fucking shit felt like a
It
convoluted
was just
mess.
thrown together bullshit. Like, and it sucks because that's what I mean. I was super pumped for this. I'm like, dude, a
Too.
fucking new Matrix. Like, and from Wachowski's. Like, well, from one of them, right? I don't think they both showed
That's
back.
their
I think it's
sisters. That's their sister.
no, I know.
Isn't it?
Well, they both had sex changes. So
Okay.
they both were, but like I'm saying only one of them showed up. That's
Right.
all I'm
No, yeah.
saying.
That yes, yes, yes.
And
Yes.
yeah, it wasn't both of them that showed up. So
No,
but
no.
still, from the creators. And so
Yep.
I was super pumped, man. And man, you want to talk one of the biggest letdowns I've had in a long time. I
Honestly, dude.
wanted so bad to enjoy it, but like, and I don't mean to put down actors because again, man, everybody's doing their job. I get that, but like, dude, the new crew, their acting was so cheesy. The action was so cheesy, and it's not just like, oh, it was cheesy because some of the special effects look bad. Like the way they were doing shit was cheesy. The kung fu didn't feel like it was as good.
Yeah.
Like none of it felt good. Like,
And I'll tell you, one of my biggest disappointments was the person that got to play Agent Smith. The program Agent
oh,
Smith. I never understood that either. It's
oh,
like,
like again, it's like, okay, but he was a program. What the fuck are you, I don't know, man. They just try to find some way to explain why they didn't bring back. So I saw a meme, it was like the best part of the Matrix was Hugo Weaving and Lawrence Fishburne dodging this bullet.
I mean, dude,
Dude, like,
it's probably in my bottom 10 movies I've seen all time. Like, in my
like,
opinion,
and I hate saying that
yeah,
because I wanted, I kept watching it like, no, it's got to get better. It's gonna get better. It's gonna get better. It
yeah.
just didn't. It just didn't. It kept being bad, man. And I couldn't even finish it. I'm gonna try to finish it, but
Yeah, like I said, I have
man,
one reademing part, and that was Jada Pinkett. And
and
outside of that, and Zion, seeing Zion, like I felt like that was a natural progression. And everything else was just
I mean, the acting was bad and cheesy.
the special effects were horrible.
Horrible. Even like they kept trying to recreate scenes. Like, we're doing
Exactly.
this again, and then they would flash back to a bunch of scenes all the time. I think you said that beforehand. You were like, they overdo it, and I'm like,
Yes.
they do. Like,
Yes.
okay, we get it. There were 3 other fucking movies.
But
We
they
get
weren't 3
it.
other movies. They were 3 other video games.
Okay, but
Yeah, I know,
we
I
get
know.
it. You don't have to keep showing it.
And
Like,
that's where the frustration with Bullet Time. They talked about it like 3 or 4 times. I'm like, okay,
yeah, dude. Yeah,
you
I'm
guys
sorry,
created
but that
Bullet
shit
Time,
was,
great.
bad, man. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, but it was bad.
But me and you both did get to watch one thing that we both really liked, and that was Don't Look Up. If you
Oh
haven't.
my god. And talk about something that came out of nowhere. I had no idea about this. I had
Yeah.
no idea of the marketing or anything. It was the day after Christmas, I think. It just showed up on Netflix. And I was like,
I
what the
know.
hell is this? And then I saw Leonardo DiCaprio, I saw Jennifer Lawrence, I saw Jonah Hill, I saw
Mhm.
Glenn Close.
Yep. Glenn Close plays
And
president.
I was just like, yeah, okay, let's fucking do this. And Adam McKay, who,
Yeah.
yeah,
Big Short.
Big Short,
So I
Irishable, I think, in that Adam McKay. No,
oh,
Joker
that's
guy. Joker.
yes, that's the guy who did the Joker. Yeah.
My
But
bad.
I'll tell you, you don't know the randomness. Like, my favorite part is
I'm sorry.
the
Adam McKay is Will Ferrell. He does all like the Anchorman in
yeah.
Talladega and shit. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah.
Your favorite part.
One of my favorite parts in it was the fact that the 5-star general charged them for snacks, and
Oh my
Jennifer
god!
Lawrence
Throughout the
don't,
whole
yeah, yeah,
movie, would not let
don't,
it go.
yeah.
Like even towards the
He'll charge
very
you for
end of
shit
the
you don't
movie,
need
but even towards the end of the
for
movie,
free shit,
she's just sitting here like, just don't get it. He makes
dude.
money, like he makes good money. Why would he
Why did he
charge it? Like,
charge me
and
for
then like
free
even as he's in like
snacks?
there's like random strangers, she's like, I'm telling you, he was charging us. I'm just like, dude, she won't let it go. I love
Right,
it. Like I love
right.
it.
I thought that was probably that
But
was one of my favorite parts. Like, it
okay.
was
So the reviews I've read on it, obviously the people who don't like it say
yeah.
it's leftist garbage and this and that. there was somebody who said it's the leftists' answer to Armageddon. And I have to agree with that. I think it's true. I'm not saying that as a bad thing, though.
Yeah.
Everybody liked Armageddon, or not everybody. Let me rephrase that. Not everybody liked Armageddon. Some people thought it was stupid and cheesy and all this and that. Not everybody likes this.
So I disagree with one point of that. Like when somebody says that, I'd say that the cellular guy, I think that he's a mix between Virgin Mobile's owner and Elon Musk.
Yeah.
And they are not like super alt-righty. So like they're in it for money and
so maybe it's
but,
more of a maybe it's
but
more
I
of
understand
it's not leftist in the sense of more so like
politically
more
it's
so
left,
just simply that, dude, it shows the fact that when the entire world is faced with a chance to save itself from impending doom, we're going to spend way too much time bitching with each other to actually do it.
Well, and then we're gonna have a chance to do it. We're gonna stop doing it to
because
try
we
to
can
make
find a way
money.
to exploit money. Yeah, exploit it for money. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
And so like I think that's more of like a capitalist thing than it is so much a left-right thing.
Left. Yeah, that's true.
Like I guess I
Elitist
understand.
capitalist. And there's left elitists, there's right
Yes.
elitists. Yeah. So,
Oh yeah.
100%. There's
I think it's capitalist, but
well,
I understand.
There's left capitalists. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Capitalist.
I understand the leftist right stuff when they're talking about the news people, like the crank jobs that are still like, oh, this thing's fake. It's like coming right at them. It's like, dude,
I loved how they were at
answer the question.
They were at like a rally.
What's the question?
They were at like a rally, and they're all doing the don't look up, don't look up, don't look up.
Oh,
the fuck is that? Like,
yeah, dude, right. And I don't think it's left right. I think it's pointing out the anti-science. It's talking more about COVID, which people turn political, but
that's kind of true too. And I think that's true too. Maybe
it's talking about not
like it's not even about being political. It's the fact that money
and anti-science, and it's about not trusting science, more trusting your political leaders to have your best interests, and these scientists continue to think that they're losing their minds because nobody's actually paying attention.
Well, and the fact that even the science, like when the other guy, the mogul, decides to, I can't remember his name, when he decides to do it his way, obviously his science, he's got more money, but his science wasn't as good. You know what I mean? Obviously he had more money, but his science wasn't as well.
So the science sent up 18 rockets and they all made it through. He sent up 24 and like 4 of them got lost. And then when they hit that, like another 4 got lost, 4 or 6 got lost.
Now the one thing I will say, his okay, let's backtrack this for those who don't know. The premise of this movie is that there is an asteroid headed for Earth. And no matter what Leonardo DiCaprio and Jennifer Lawrence try to do, nobody wants to listen to them about the fact that there's an asteroid headed to Earth. Or when they do listen to them, when they finally listen to them, they want to exploit it for money instead. So, but what I was going to say, back to where I was going to say, the one thing I will give him is his technology for that other ship ended up working. That thing went, 22,000 years, it said?
Yeah, but they lost 25%. I think they lost 25%. Remember that?
Yeah, but
still, yeah.
Everybody ended up dying. What I love too is how he's like, we're supposed to die by a blur lab or whatever. We don't know what it means. And then at the end, he's like, I think it's a blur lab or whatever the fuck. I don't remember what the word was, but dude,
don't touch the blur
spoilers.
But definitely a good show. Definitely
it was great. It was great.
So anybody who knows also knows that I'm a big fan of Mandalorian. And
I didn't watch Book of Boba Fett.
Book of Boba Fett. I will say this: episode 1.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, they did a very good job of explaining how Boba's alive.
Oh,
I felt like they answered the questions.
Explanation
as far as how he survived. What it was Empire where he got how he got wasn't it Empire?
No, Return because he's fighting Luke. Luke comes back with all the black clothes. He's all
right. Yeah. So they answered. Oops, camera. They answered how he was able to get out of that pit and how he's able to live. So it's the first episode is like a flashback and a current. So they flash back to show how he got to Mandalorian, and then what's live is what's happening now is what's after Mandalorian. So
Okay.
I felt like of all the different things that people have tried to explain, like I still don't understand why Senator Palpatine's alive, never will.
And there really was no
There's never
good
an explanation.
to
No,
it
they
at
just kind of
all.
boom. This I feel like was a good explanation. I felt
Okay.
like it made sense. It
Okay.
was logical, and I liked the first episode. Like I said, more than half of it's about explaining how he got up to Mandalorian, and then like the other 1/3 of it, I'd say, is about what happened after Mandalorian.
So one thing I will say I think is funny is that quite a few people commented on Dad Bod Boba when he showed up in Mandalorian. And don't get me wrong, I don't know. I sometimes I feel like with Thor, it doesn't make too much sense because I feel like with Thor he could have snapped his damn body back to being like godlike in a second. But with Boba, he's aging. He can, whatever. That's not that big a deal. But like, I do think it's funny how that was pointed out, and it already looks like he's like getting back into shape now.
Right.
Like it, that dad bod belly ain't quite as big from the looks of it anymore.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, again, it's fine. I definitely like him being more of like a stockier dude, though. He seems more of like a badass. So
well, and I liked it. I love Mandalorian. I like that. Who's doing this, right? Robert Rodriguez.
Oh, nice. No, I did not know that. Nice.
Yeah. So I've got faith in Favreau's kind of overseeing everything, but like I got faith in Robert Rodriguez.
Dave
doing
Filoni,
it right.
dude. The fact that those two guys, I can't get over the Ahsoka episode. That's going to go down as one of my favorite episodes in TV history. Rosario Dawson from start to finish fucking annihilated that role. And not only that, the cinematography for it, the score, the setting, all of it was so perfect. It will go down as one of my favorite episodes forever. So anyway,
no, I can't wait. I hate the fact that they're doing one episode a week again. Drives me crazy, but
at the same time, it's almost good. It gives you something to look forward to. It gives you.
No, I want it all now.
I want
no, but
I
get
it. I get what you mean, though. But it's good.
But
it's worth the watch.
Yeah, it's definitely worth the watch if you liked Mandalorian. I'm going back and watching Hawkeye. I didn't get to watch that, so I'm like 3 episodes in, and I realized that I watch way too many movies, like way too many. Because
you told, yeah.
I'm watching this episode and I pause it and I immediately jump on my phone and text Josh, hey, I think that in this episode they're in the same apartment as fucking The Professional. Leon the Professional. So I Google it, and on Reddit, they're like, hey, is this? And then they got those pictures that I posted. And I swear to God, it's the exact fucking same, man. And it's I love
similar.
I love The Professional. And I know that people are going to say, well, that's just New York architecture or whatever, but I don't care. It looks the exact same.
Right.
And that's the first thing that popped in my head was like, oh my God, is that them walking down the hallway towards his fucking apartment?
Right.
Gross. But the show's good.
For Hawkeye?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean,
did you watch it?
Oh, I finished it. Have you finished it?
Not yet.
Oh, okay.
I know it's at the end though.
Okay, but I know, but how it goes down is pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. No, I mean, I don't know, man. I find it hard to believe. The only thing that I have is that I find it hard to believe that Hawkeye would just turn the Ronin off. I maybe I'm wrong. I just feel like from the first half of the season that I've watched, I find it hard to believe that he's not harder than what he is currently.
Right.
Like, I mean,
you being like, oh yeah, well, yeah. At the same time,
but
he got his wife and kids back and all that.
But they established in the first episode that he single-handedly took down most of the New York criminal underworld.
Right.
And then he struggles
people left and right.
Right, yeah. But then he struggles against the what are they called? Certain the gym suit mafia or tracksuit mafia.
Tracksuit mafia. Yeah.
So but I mean, I like it. I like the show.
Dude,
I do.
Hands down, what sucks for me is like the best scene I feel like from the entire series was I saw it before the fucking show came out. It was during a trailer. They released this clip during a trailer and I saw the whole clip, and that ended up being my favorite scene in the whole show. It's when they so she broke his thing,
his
and then they had to go get in a car, and it's this one shot of them hopping in the car and the camera keeps rotating while they're getting in the car, and then they're driving away from this guy, you're driving away from these guys, and she's like, oh, trick arrows, it's time for trick arrows, and then it like cuts to her hopping out and shooting shit, dude. That whole scene, because it was meant to be like shot like one continuous scene, and the way it was done was just so awesome. That was hands down my favorite scene in the whole show. So I will say that like I'd
say Loki's better.
I put it in
by far,
but I put it in line with like Captain America Winter Soldier and to me, or Falcon and Winter Soldier. And to me, I think the way I've got them is Loki. I'd probably put this at number 2. And then Wanda personally, and then Falcon. Actually, yeah. So I'd probably put it above those. Falcon, for some reason, man, I don't know what it was. Falcon, I just couldn't invest in the bad guys, didn't get to invest in the good guys. I don't know.
I will say I like this a lot more than I thought I would. And I've never been a big Hawkeye fan, so I didn't have great expectations going into it. So.
I love me some Haley Steinfeld, dude. Or Steinfeld, whatever, however you say her last name. I don't care. I love her. She was great in Bumblebee, Pitch Perfect. Love her. So I was very pumped for her to be Kate Bishop, and I'm very pumped to see her. I mean, dude, if you got her, and what sucks is I don't know if they're gonna have Tom Holland. I don't know what's gonna happen with Tom Holland after this, but
he's already signed on for another 3.
I know. I just mean in terms of nobody knows who he is now.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
So there's a theory. Hang on. There's a theory. So go ahead.
I was just gonna say I like her. I like the idea of her and like Tom Holland, and I like this younger group they're starting to bring in. That's all I'm getting at. I like her as an addition to this younger group that they're starting to bring in.
Yeah. So
I think she did great in the series too.
The word running theory is that he said that the spell was messed up 6 times. It was actually messed up 5 times. And the theory is that the 6th time was actually Doctor Strange changing it at the very end so that he could remember Peter. So like if you go back and count, there was only 5 changes, but he said there was 6. And so that's the running theory. So but who knows? And here's the thing is like, no, I mean, so like, does this also mean that Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire forget that there's another type of Spider-Man out there? Does this affect anything off of planet Earth? So like, do the Guardians of the Galaxy not remember? Does Thor not remember since they're off Earth?
Like legit anybody. And which yeah, that's what somebody else was saying, was like, does that mean the multiverse Aunt May's forget who their Peters are? Like,
yeah.
Well, they don't know that they're Spider-Man. I don't know, dude.
Yeah.
That's my point, is like, I don't know, but I just was saying that like I like her. I like some of these younger people they're starting to bring in. And I just love her as an actress. And yeah. So I don't know, but I really don't fucking know, man. Spider-Man, you finally watched Spider-Man, you said, right?
I did. I thought it was good. I felt like, personal opinion, and I know that I probably get grief for this because everybody else doesn't like him as much as I do, but I felt like Andrew kind of stole the show.
I think regardless of people's opinions on those movies, I think a lot of people agree that Andrew stole the show on this one, because like, dude, his little arc in there was almost like better than the fucking movie. Like,
definitely better than the second movie. Like I think the first movie was very good.
Well, I mean, like, better than I was just saying better than like the movie itself.
The series, yeah.
Like this.
Watching
the movie, and I was like, Jesus Christ! Like, his whole little thing was almost better than the fucking movie itself. Like, yeah.
I liked it. I don't. So Sandman. Did I talk to you about this, or I talked to Ben about this? Sandman did not die. in Spider-Man 3.
Oh, I don't think you talked to me about
I think I was talking to Ben. Okay, so like I have a friend of mine that I went to go see it with. His name's Ben. And we were talking, and he said afterwards, he's like, I'm pretty sure Sandman didn't die. Because like the running theory was that everybody died.
just died. Yeah.
And then I was like, you know what? I'm pretty sure the lizard didn't die either. He just ended up in jail after they cured him. And I went back and saw that too. So I'm like, there's a couple of holes in this little thing.
Maybe they hadn't died yet, but they were meant to die at some point, or like
yeah. But the lizard's still alive in Amazing Spider-Man 2, and then yeah, and then Sandman, like you don't ever know if he runs off and dies, but he's like talking to Peter at the end and then turns to sand, but I don't think he dies.
He doesn't.
Yeah,
die.
he doesn't die.
Yeah.
So I mean, I
don't know, man.
it was cool. Yeah. It was awesome. Like it was a good movie. It was really cool seeing them. You know, bring them back.
The idea,
the memes,
the idea that they fucking did it, is of course amazing. You cannot deny how amazing that is. I just like absolutely. To me, I think I went in with a little bit too high expectation. That's all I was saying.
No, yeah.
I felt like there could have been a little bit more, but that's just my opinion. I didn't hate it by any means.
I
think Garfield, dude, Garfield with his Emma Stone thing and the fact that he was the one like with fucking Tom missed him and because Goblin hits him, you're like, oh shit. And then dude, at the moment I was like, Garfield's gonna get him. And then he goes and jumps. I was like, yep, son of a bitch.
So I think it should have been a longer movie, and I felt like you didn't get enough of kind of each Spider-Man, didn't get enough of each Spider-Man villain. I felt like it was what 2 hours
into one movie. It was 2.5 hours actually. It was
really
it was,
man, it should have been 3. It just
2 hours and 26 minutes or something like that.
I don't know. I don't know if it's me wanting more or what, but like
I think they spent too much time on the spell and all that stuff, which I know they had to do. But like, because of that, it's like they only had the second half of the movie to do all this, basically, or like the second 2/3 of the movie to do all the.
But another part that I really, really liked was when Tom Holland was going to kill Green Goblin and Toby steps in. I thought that was really cool.
Dude,
you know, and there were a lot of cool parts in it.
There was one that I thought, and I mean, they kept the jokes really well, I thought, and there was one that I particularly laughed at, and it was when he goes, he's like, yeah, I was in the Avengers, and he's like, oh, that's cool. What is that?
A band?
And he's like, is that a band? Yeah, dude, I straight up laughed my ass off because it's so cool to think that like both of their Spider-Mans have no fucking idea what the Avengers are. Like some of them may know who Iron Man is, or some of them may have Thor in their world or something, but it's like, you know, is that a band? Well, like that's awesome because they were both like so excited about it though.
Well, and then the web shooters, the fact that Toby, So I mean, I thought it was cool. You know, I actually said something really wrong last time we talked about this, and I did not realize until so after the movie, I went back and watched like a breakdown that broke down the previous 5 movies.
Oh, okay.
Dude, Amazing Spider-Man 2 is even worse than what I thought. Like.
It has, to my opinion, though, it still hands down, in my opinion, has the best suit. That's my opinion.
Yes, no, yes, no, and Gwen Stacy dying is still my my favorite Spider-Man scene. Period.
Because you hear fucking
but I didn't realize that because they never say it. That wasn't the Hobgoblin. That was the Goblin. Harry was the Goblin. And I always have called him Hobgoblin.
They didn't really have a Green Goblin
because his dad dies off screen. But I always thought that since his dad died,
maybe he had already did the Green Goblin thing,
or that they just weren't going to have a Green Goblin. That it was going to be the Hobgoblin,
right? But you're saying he is supposed to be the Green Goblin.
He's supposed to be the Green Goblin. I never knew that. I've watched that movie.
Just call him the Goblin or something. Like they didn't say Green.
He doesn't. I don't even know if he says Goblin. Like I don't even know. Like, and that's the thing is like I'm going through watching this. I'm
that
like, holy shit!
To me, did feel like one. Okay, on one hand, people bitch about the way he looks, but I kind of like the creepiness of that kid. I thought that kid was creepy, but
Yeah,
but I get how cheesy they made him look. I
dude,
still to this
Electro's
day
so
think
bad.
I still think to this day though the biggest flaw with that was that part of that legit felt like it was just thrown in the last
Oh yeah,
fucking like 10 minutes of the movie.
that's why I thought it was Hobgoblin. That's
Right,
why I thought it was Hobgoblin, because it was
right,
just kind of thrown in afterwards. And
right,
so like I was like, they're not going to do the Goblin like that. No
right.
fucking way.
No fucking way, right?
Um, but my problem with that movie is Electro. Like I love the music that goes with them, that dun, dun, dun,
Because you
like
feel him. It's got that Doc
yes,
Ock kind of thing where you feel
yes.
him coming.
And I
Yeah.
want to like it, but like it's just so that
Yep.
Electro, like
Mm,
it does he does a bunch of cool things, but the look is just so bad in my opinion.
yeah.
And I know I'm gonna sound like an old fucking comic book fart, but like I would have much preferred him look more like the comic
Yellow
than
with
than look
fucking
like
right.
this fucking big blue dildo standing in the road that can shoot laser,
Dr.
electric
Manhattan.
shock, but still. But yeah, I mean, I just but still, I felt like, and I mean, I still, the one big problem I have with that is the last scene, is the Venom scene. It just confirms that Tom Hardy
That
is
in
not,
Tom Hardy's universe, there is no Spider-Man.
and that he is not in either
Which
one of
I
their
mean, okay, but
universes.
that's the thing is people are sitting here like, oh, how does he know about Spider? Okay, the
He
idea that he
zapped
has
in.
ideas of multiple universes, he knows the knowledge of multiple universes. That's how
That's
he's
a
able to
good
know.
point.
But that's what people said. It's like, okay,
How does he get zapped in? That's a good point.
but that's the whole point. He didn't get zapped in, apparently. He zapped himself in, is what people are saying. Fucking, I don't know. But my point,
Okay, then my point
that
is that
still
that's
just
so
means,
stupid.
but then that still just means that you were correct in assuming that, like, even if he has knowledge of the other universes, in his universe there's no Spider-Man, and
Right.
that essentially in itself doesn't make sense to the character.
No, and
Just
so
doesn't.
we're never, I mean, I find it, I don't know how they could ever have Tom Hardy's Venom in the same universe as either one of those three. So like I just feel like you're just doing Venom
See, and I
movies
don't
to
think that
just
he
do
came,
Venom
I
movies.
don't think it was that he came by himself, but like that's why he came.
But like he's
Maybe it's
zapped
the fact
in.
that he wasn't, maybe because you think the whole point is that they're supposed to be doomed to die by Spider-Man's hands. Maybe he just hasn't died yet. I don't
Maybe.
fucking know, dude. I don't fucking
But like but either way, like he's zapped in. Like
yeah, I know
he is
that's the
zapped
whole thing,
in.
is like that whole thing is
And
again so convoluted.
yeah, it's Sony. And I'm like, dude, I would rather you not have him in that
I would rather
than
you
to
just fucking give it all back to Marvel so they
never
can
gonna
figure it
happen.
out and they can properly figure it out,
Now
rather than
there's,
constantly being like, well, this universe is going to be part of this universe, but not this part of this universe. Like, just fucking.
especially with how much money this movie's made, never gonna happen.
Oh
They
man.
will they
Oh,
will
I know
spin
that.
out fucking
No, I guess what
Spider-Man
I'm getting at is
movies.
like, I wish that they would come to a partnership on it
Yes.
then. Something that they could just be like, you know what? Fuck it. We'll pay you this much of it. You let us just fucking do what we want with it. Like, like something like that. I don't
Yeah.
know.
I'll give you dude, like I think last time I looked at it, Marvel
Because
only gets like 10% or 5% off of it.
because I'm telling you, dude,
And
still
they're
one of
way
the most
better.
still one of the most amazing parts of the fucking movie was so basic. Yeah, I'm a good lawyer.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Dude, because of the
Yeah.
fact that I had no idea. And the moment he cut on screen art, the whole audience went, yeah. And I was like, I was sitting here like, what?
That means
No.
that means that
Officially, the entire Netflix universe is part of the Marvel universe. Like,
yeah.
that's what that means.
You wanna know what's funny about that is that oh my god, what was it? Oh, no, I just lost it. There didn't you post something about how, oh, that Spider-Man 1 is
Officially
officially
the first
started the
MCU,
MCU.
yeah.
Yeah.
Officially the first
Yeah.
MCU movie now. I mean, in a
Although,
way, in a way.
although
It'll still be
what's his,
Blade.
yes, well, and that's what I was gonna say was that what's his name who
Hell, you can go
now
back to Dolph
runs,
Lundgren.
Well, but
They
what's his
should
name
bring
who
Dolph in
runs?
as a fucking Punisher.
No, God, no. But what's Kevin Feige?
Yeah,
Ken.
Feige.
Okay.
I always say Feig, but everybody else says Feige. I'm pretty sure
So
it's Feige.
he's already been on record saying that the Marvel Cinematic Universe wouldn't exist if it wasn't for the Blade movies,
Oh,
and that
right,
that
right,
like they were borderline bankrupt,
right.
late
Oh, and then
90s,
and
mid
then
late
even well,
90s,
and
and
even with
even with
Avengers, even
Iron
with what
Man,
they're
even
doing
with
right
Iron
now,
Man.
yeah, even with that is the whole idea of what they were trying to do was such a gamble. They picked, I mean, and that's what they were talking about. Like I watched this whole documentary on it, and I think people keep forgetting that. Like we're talking 2007 or 6 or whatever when they first announced that they were gonna be doing all this. Like when they first announced Iron Man, I remember they first showed off the footage at Comic-Con for Iron Man, and it was the dogfight. It was him going flying with these fucking jets, and people just kept being like, "There's no way. There's no way that they're doing Iron Man. This not Spider-Man. This not X-Men. This because they don't have them. This
Yeah,
non-fucking thing of theirs. Iron Man's, I mean, it's Tony. They're having him with this high budget fucking flying through dogfighting with fucking jets. There's no way this is real. Like there were people straight up questioning the legitimacy of it at Comic-Con. And then it came out and it just fucking blew everybody away. But yeah, they were taking a shot in the dark. That's all I was saying was they were doing all these lesser known characters
yeah, because they didn't own
because they didn't own
Fantastic
that
Four,
shit.
they didn't own X-Men, they didn't own Spider-Man, and I mean, don't get me wrong, Captain America, Thor, huge. Iron Man,
Now, yeah, even still,
well,
like, yeah,
I would say Thor and Captain America and Hulk were way bigger than Iron
yeah.
Man
I mean,
was,
that's true. That's true.
and
Hulk for sure.
I would say Captain America. I mean, I would say Thor
Yeah.
at the time, but still, like
Yeah.
Tony started it and Tony ended it, and I think that's. I mean, I'm not taking anything away from the MCU. MCU has been amazing. Go back and watch it all the time,
Right.
and I'm still blown away. Guardians of the Galaxy.
Well, in
Who the
in
fuck are
in
like and like the controversial thing for me was how good and how big Ant-Man got, considering the comic book character's background story with Wasp, but how he beat the shit out of her and
I
all that stuff.
I
But
think
like,
uh I think one of my only complaints to this day about Marvel is how formulaic they are in their
yeah,
process.
yeah,
And that's just how they work because
that
if
way
it
they can
ain't
pump them
if
out,
if
man.
if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And I get that. Every fucking one of their movies makes money, man, even if it's not that good. I didn't hate Eternals the way everybody else seems to fucking do. I don't get the hatred for that movie.
I only have one problem.
What's
You
that?
know my problem.
I don't remember. What was your problem?
These are godlike entities that live
That
on Earth. How
and
where the fuck didn't they do
yeah,
Thanos?
and
So
they
that, yeah,
very very half-assedly explain
that's
that,
the
and
only
I get that, and
that's
I
the
get
only thing I've
that,
ever
I get
said
that.
about that.
But it's like everybody seems to shit on that movie, and it's
Yeah.
like I don't know, but like um, I honestly don't even know where I was going with that. Let me, you know what? Let's. I'm gonna wrap this up. The only other thing that I want to talk about, and I totally forgot to talk about. I think we're hitting our time though.
Mhm.
I watched a friend of mine had told me to watch this a while back, and I just never did. Inside Job on Netflix.
Is this
So
like a
so y'all know how much I love James Tynion and his random offshoot comics. One of the ones is Department of Truth, where it's like all of the conspiracies are essentially real. This is an animated show.
Mhm.
I used to be scratching at my door. I'm sorry. I think one of our cats is scratching at my door. This is an animated show that is like a comedy version of the exact same story in a way. It's essentially there is a shadow government. It's all true. Like there's a shadow government that runs everything, keeps everybody in check. There's like Bigfoot's real, shit like that's real. They just hide it and they cover it up and all this and that. Um, it's fucking hilarious. I was told it was funny, but I was so butthurt because I was like, no, Department of Truth, blah blah blah. It's such a ripoff, and blah. And so I was all butthurt about it. So I didn't watch it, and I finally started watching it, and it is hilarious, dude. Fucking hilarious, start to finish funny. So Definitely recommend it. It's on Netflix, and it's what's her name? Lizzie Kaplan. Do you know who Lizzie Kaplan is?
What's she in?
The only thing I can pinpoint right now is a New Girl. She dates Jake Johnson for a minute, but it's god damn, I can't pinpoint who she is.
It's called
It's
Inside
fucking
Job.
blur. Inside Job, yeah. And dude, all kinds of people in it. Everybody who's in it is fucking somebody. And fucking Christian Slater is her dad. Christian Slater is her dad. Um yes, though. That
Oh
highly
yeah, I know
recommend.
Lizard Kaplan. Yeah.
Start to finish, dude. Fucking
Clark
love
Duke.
it.
Clark Duke
Clark
is
Duke.
actually on Inside on New Girl also.
Oh yes, he is.
He
Yeah.
plays her. He plays her Lizzie Kaplan's secretary or like assistant.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shit. That's true.
Inside. FYI, New Girl is a great show.
Oh yes. Yeah. If you haven't watched
Bobby
New Girl,
Lee. You got Bobby Lee. Oh my
dude,
God, I love Bobby Lee.
dude, and he plays the Asian guy in the
God,
show, and the Asian guy in the show is so fucking funny. I don't remember his
Oh
name.
my God, he is so racist, and I
His
love
doc-
him.
and that's what I love about it.
God.
What I love that about him is
Yeah.
the dude is so unapologetic about who
Yeah.
he is, and I
Yep.
love that about him. I love that about him.
He has zero
Shame.
shits to give.
Well,
Like,
not shame.
yeah.
Not shame. I'm not going to say that, but no, he has zero fucks to give for sure, and I love that about him. I cannot stress this enough, dude. Hilarious, absolutely hilarious. Have you watched Hit Monkey at all yet, Matt?
I have not yet.
Come on, bro.
I know, dude. There's
Let's
so
do it.
much stuff.
Well, this too.
I want to watch Harry
adult
Potter
animation.
20. You know,
Harry Potter 20th anniversary. I watched like 10
Yeah.
minutes, 10, 20 minutes of it. It was good so far. Worst thing about watching that, dude, is it's gonna make you feel old as fuck.
I know.
I'm talking like the guy who plays Hagrid and shit. Like, dude, when you start seeing some of the older cast, I'm like, I was looking at him like, oh my god, and then I look in the mirror and I'm like, oh my god.
Oh my God.
I think that's it for me though, man. Yeah,
That's it, man.
Dude, we had a lot that we watched though. Death to
It's
21.
a lot.
Don't Look Up. The Matrix was hot fucking garbage.
Hawkeye.
Inside Job, dude. I highly recommend that. Netflix, Hawkeye, Disney Plus. Dude, Matt, if you finish Hawkeye though, let me know how you like the ending. Because I mean, yes, you know what's gonna happen, but you don't know quite like how it's gonna happen. It's pretty fucking badass in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. First episode of 2022. Happy
Deuce.
year. Hope y'all had a hope this year's better than last year for all of you, especially your mama. Hope y'all got something good for Christmas, especially your mama.
I got your mama for Christmas.
I'm saying especially your mama. I hope she got something good for Christmas.
Jesus Christ.
All right. Well, thank you so much as usual. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for listening, however you're viewing. All right. Till next time. Later.